I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 128. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. You can email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. And please rate and review our show on iTunes. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Hey.
Well, before we start the show, let me just give a big happy birthday to Dave Rotino.
Ah, there it is. There it is. Belated birthday, but a birthday nonetheless.
Belated
birthday. I appreciate
Belated
it. Thank you.
Listen, man, it's not every day you hit the big 5-0, right?
I know, right? The big get the F out of here.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. You wish you could have the level of knowledge and experience that I do. I'm wise beyond my years, my friend. All right.
Wise beyond you. Well, you know what? When you have like 20 years my senior, then yeah, you know what? You got 20 years experience more than I do.
Exactly. You're jealous. You wish you had this level of experience, man. I know.
I do. One day I will.
I know things. I know that Fable's not that great of a game. I know that Crash Bandicoot, the series, is not that great of a game.
Get out of here.
These are all very important things that you will someday learn.
Get out of here, man. Listen, you secretly love Crash Bandicoot. Okay, you hate on Crash, but you secretly love Crash.
Look. I love the mascot. By full disclosure, Dan got me the Crash Bandicoot PlayStation amiibo, or their version of it, right? The figurine. And it's and trust me, it's awesome. I love it. I got it on the top of the bookcase. It's fantastic. You know, just the games aren't so great. The gameplay in the games aren't so great. The mascot is fantastic.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. I definitely had a good birthday weekend. I'll say that. Maybe a little too much drinking. Who knows? Who can say?
A lot of drinking was involved.
Who can say? Yeah.
A lot of drinking involved. Where, you went all out on your 50th. I give it to you, man.
Look, you only turn 50 once, all right? So, yeah. I have to say, all my friends, I have to say, big shout outs. I'm shouting out a bunch of people. There we go.
And apparently he's still drinking.
Shh. Let me tell you something. No. I want to give a big shout out to Joe and Dana, to Pete and Brittany, and to Melissa. They have bequeathed many of their old video games that they weren't playing anymore. So I have a large stack of video games and video game related items that I need to go through and catalog and put up on the Instagram. And, big thanks there. There's a lot of good stuff in there. There's some Nintendo, some Super Nintendo, some PlayStation, some PS2. It runs the gamut. Nice. So yeah. I just have to take a good hour or whatever, spend some time and just kind of parse everything out. So yeah. I guess those are my pickups of the week.
Well, I gotta say, you had a lot of pickups. I saw like
the bags,
just giving you bags and boxes full of games, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
I got no pickups this week.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's been a long time since I had nothing. I didn't buy any games this week.
What's going on? Is everything okay? Do you need to borrow some money?
Life got in the way.
Life got in the way.
I'm planning a trip
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning 2 trips. Well, we're both planning trips, right?
That's right.
Both
That's
planning
right.
Trips.
I am.
So-
I am going to Germany for Oktoberfest, so it should be a good time.
Should be a good. Well, that's going to be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to plan a trip. I don't know. Probably go to Philly for a couple of days at some
Sure.
point.
Sure. Philly's a
Before
beautiful
August.
city.
Before August is over, Philly or Florida. And you're not going, but I sort of have side plans to definitely hit up Portland this year.
PGRE.
I'm trying.
Oh,
So-
that's fantastic. Yeah, we went in 16.
We went
We went in 2016, and we got to see everybody. We saw the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe.
So Metal Jesus.
We did. I ran into Metal Jesus. That guy is awesome and super tall in person. I shook hands with Pat Contry, the NES punk. I bought his book.
We took pictures with we did
take pictures with John Hancock.
Johnny Hancock.
Uh-huh.
They're immortal.
That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We saw Gerard the Completionist.
We did.
A
He's
ton of
fucking-
good people, ton of good games, ton of good vendors. It is a great time. If anyone is in the Pacific Northwest and they're thinking about going, definitely go. It's huge.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
I had the overnight and the FedEx all my games, all the pickup.
you did.
I
You
couldn't
did.
fit it in
Ship
the
all
bag.
back.
I couldn't fit it in the bag.
Right? It's what a lot of people do. They just buy a ton of stuff, and I thankfully was able to fit everything on my suitcase. I think, which is a godsend because I bought a ton of stuff.
You did,
Yeah.
but I had that Panasonic 3DO, the version 1
Yep.
that I got,
Yep,
and then
that's a big one.
I was like, I can't fit this in my bag with all the games. I just can't.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So Dave, as we always try to start the show, but
Mhm.
epically fail,
Mhm.
what have you been playing?
Well, we made it under the 10-minute mark, so I think we're pretty good. I think we're pretty good. I am still playing Enter the Gungeon, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, because it's awesome and there's just a ton of new content and it's all free. So
Nice.
I am definitely jamming on that. And how about you?
So I've been playing Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
My Samus Metroid Special Edition new Nintendo 3DS XL to the 10 times fast has been coming with me on the train. Coming with me to work. I've been playing on the train.
Nice. Oh, so you have been taking Grandpa Rotino's advice. This is good.
I have.
This is good. See?
But we talk about Grandpa Rotino. The game that took Dave 5 years to beat. I've been playing Batman Arkham Asylum on Xbox One.
Let's go ahead and make a small correction now. We don't want to give the fans misinformation.
You're right.
It
took
was
you
4
7
years, thank you very much, and I did complete it, and it was on hard mode. All right.
You did.
All right.
So I played this game, never beat it, never really had a chance to beat it. When I wanted to get back into it, the next Batman game came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of just skipped the ending. So I am I'm almost through. I am almost through it.
Nice.
I got stuck on one part,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to sort of like a walkthrough to try to get me out, which didn't even help.
Oh yeah.
But
I hate that.
but I saw that I had like an hour left
Mm-hmm.
in the video, so I think I have like an hour left to beat the game. So I'm almost done.
Yeah. Did you do the whole like poison ivy thing and all that? You passed that?
I'm at that part. That's where
Oh,
I'm
okay.
at.
Okay.
That's where I'm at
Yeah. I'd
right
say
now.
you're about another hour or two, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I got stuck. I think right after that. You beat poison ivy, and then you have to go back, and you end up falling down a pit, and you fight one of those like Bane-looking guys. It's not Bane, but it's a guy who's like Bane, and you got to
I
pull
hate
the
those guys.
Yeah.
You gotta hit him with the batarang, and then so he can charge at you, and you can like move out of the way.
Yep.
Like, at the
Yep.
same time, it drives me nuts. Like, come
Yep.
on.
Yep. That was
They
the
could-
worst.
They couldn't think of somebody else, like another boss, a mini boss to beat, right?
Well, the thing of it is, like this particular battle, they drop you down. A bunch of guys come through the elevator gates, and you have to fight those guys, and you have to fight the monster, right? And
it was the same thing when you like hit the scarecrow, right?
Yep.
Because like you were tripping out of your mind off the scarecrow gas, and you had to fight the skeletons. You had to fight all the little skeletons and the big skeleton, which was like the Bane type skeleton, right?
Yeah. It's it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years.
Well, took you 4 years. It'll take me 4 weeks. I'm almost through it. No, I've only been playing it for like a week and a half. So hopefully I won't get distracted and I'll beat it this week. So that's really it. I wanted to, I don't know what compelled me to go back. I wanted to hit my backlog with something. So, and I said, you know what? I didn't beat Batman Arkham Asylum.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man.
Also, as a side note, did you see the new Venom trailer that came out this weekend?
I did.
Now, I know you weren't that crazy about, Venom, the whole Venom movie and stuff like that. We finally got to see the symbiote. We finally got to hear the symbiote talk to Brock, right? Like he's sort of like it's in his mind, like he's talking to him, like, we could do this together.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Right.
Like he's like a schizophrenic, right? Like because he's like having voices in his head, but it's a symbiote. I'm a little bit more hyped for the movie now, a little bit, even though I don't like the fact that Carnage is gray and not red. Somehow they could have made him
kind of
red.
weird, and Venom's origin story is different. He didn't come from Spider-Man this time, so
looked like he was manufactured, right? Like in a lab, like a lab test, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what their reasoning is, but I'm assuming they didn't have the rights to use.
No, they have
Tom
the
Holland Spider-Man. Did they?
Oh no! I mean, they have the movie rights to make any type of Spider-Man movie or anybody in the Spider-Man universe.
I'm surprised they didn't get Tom Holland because they're saying it's in the Spider-Man universe. I'm surprised they didn't get Tom Holland to be part of that. I don't know, like maybe they just wanted to be more adult.
He may be. I mean, he's a part of the universe. He may be in the next Venom movie, or maybe Venom will be in the next Spider-Man standalone movie, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there has to be something like maybe they just wanted to be more mature.
They did. And I mean, again, the origin story is definitely different because this guy is not in high school.
Yeah, right. No, he is significantly older.
He's a grown man. He's
Dave
okay. He's Dave Rotino's age.
Which is okay. Let's not go that far.
Yeah, right. He doesn't look 50.
Yeah, look, I'm perfectly fine with them changing stuff around. I mean, they've done it a hell of a ton of times in the MCU. And nobody's really thrown their arms up over it. So, if it works, and you make a good product out of it, if the movie is solid, then whatever, it doesn't have to be 100% adhering to the comic books. Otherwise, think about all the wacky outfits that we'd have for all the damn characters in the MCU, right?
I wouldn't mind seeing Wolverine with yellow, baby. I can see him in yellow.
See him wearing the yellow spandex.
I can see Cyclops in blue.
Yeah, blue with the yellow strap.
I can see it. Come on, man, let's do it. They don't need to be all black like they were in the movies, all dark and gritty. I want to see them colorful and yellow. So the Hulk is still green.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to make him green though. That's not difficult. You just make a green CG monster
color. They still have that dark orange color for Iron Man.
I mean, sure, because that actually looks good, That kind of burnt red, orange. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
All right. Also, did you see the trailer for Castlevania Season 2 on Netflix?
I have. I mean, it was announced very shortly after the original Castlevania dropped, the 4-episode kind of short mini series. I think they have 8 episodes now, right?
They doubled it this year, They doubled it.
Yeah. It looks crazy good. I'm
it looks awesome.
Excited for it, right? It's just going to continue the story. There's still a lot more to tell.
The question is, will they have any actual music from the Castlevania series, the original Castlevania series?
Oh,
that would be
right?
awesome. That would be like the icing on the cake, the little sprinkle, just a little bit of salt, like that meme, just a little bit of salt.
Because you figure if you get right, and put a little extra on there. You figure if you get the rights to the game, right, you should also get the rights to the music for the game, Because it's
I
not
don't think that's how that
licensed
works.
music.
Well, maybe. I don't think that's how that works. I think they have
Really?
the right name, and they would maybe have to pay extra for the rights to the music.
I thought that was only for like music that was licensed for the movie, right? So like you make Iron Man and then you want to get Black Sabbath's Iron Man, you have to pay for that, right? And then if you say, hey, we want to make a video game off of the Iron Man
But who-
movie, you don't
but
get
who-
the rights to Black Sabbath.
But who owns the rights to the music? They bit music from Castlevania. Is it Konami?
Konami
Do
does.
they do?
Yeah.
I don't know that for a fact.
No,
Who
they have
made the
to.
music? Who made the music for them?
But they made it for Konami, you know. They were working for Konami when they made it, so Konami has the rights.
Yeah,
You know?
this was back
Unless
in
that changed.
This was back in the NES days when
You don't think they have the rights to that to those songs anymore?
Who knew
Maybe
video
not.
games
I don't
would Be
know.
a billion-dollar like multi-billion-dollar industry more than video game, more than movie industry, right? Like who knew? You never know what type of deals were done back then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know, I'm still with you. I really hope.
No,
I really
listen,
hope they have like
regardless
you
if they
know.
do that, I'm super stoked for Castlevania season 2.
Yeah, right.
I only watched a little bit of the trailer, to be honest. I didn't watch
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing because I didn't want to spoil anything for me because I really liked the 4 episodes from Castlevania season 1.
Yeah, they were awesome.
So I didn't really want to spoil it for me. And as a matter of fact, before this comes out, which I don't even think we have a release date, it's October. It's coming out in October. I'm gonna watch the other 4 episodes over again before it comes out, just so I can like sort of from what was where did we end off in season 1? Because I totally forgot it was so long ago.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been like a year now.
So, all right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the top 10 gaming news of last week. And we're back. All right. There's no convo of the week this week.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into the top 10 gaming news of last week. Dave, we talked about it before. Amazon, they've sort of changed their pre-order. You know, if you pre-order a video game, you know, you get like that 20% off discount. They sort of changed that to not just any new game. It can't be like a remastered game, like old game. It has to be a brand new game. Like if you buy Spider-Man, you can get that discount. But if you buy the Mega Man Legacy Collection, you won't get that discount because those are old games, no brand new games.
I mean,
doesn't
it's such a weird. It's weird how they're making that line, you know. And then they also like cut off like you could buy it up to 2 weeks after the game came out. You could still get the 20% off, which was nice. So they cut that off. You know, it's just getting worse and worse.
And we talked about it last week or the week before about Best Buy cutting off their rewards program, right, for gamers. That gamers rewards program where you get 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not stopping here, man. It looks like GameStop has shut down their Power Up Elite Pro program, which has only been around since September. It's not even a year.
Right. So they still have their Power Up Pro. They have the base one, which is free. There's the Pro version, which they're still keeping. It's the Elite tier, which they're like cutting off, right?
Yes, it's the total, which I upgraded to. But yeah, so if you have it already, it will last until it runs out, and you just can't renew it.
Right. Which is interesting. Like I guess it was kind of starting to hemorrhage them some money in some way, right? Because the whole point of that program is to get you to buy the pre-owned stuff, right? They have great pre-owned incentives, right?
Yeah, but let me just it's not the same as Amazon and Best Buy in the sense that it's not for new games, but this was their Elite Pro program to buy used games. So maybe these are the signs that, you know, it's ending, man. It's coming to an end because they see the writing on the wall. A lot of games are going to be sort of digital only. The digital world is coming. We want it or not. What are the ramifications of that for older gamers? Not newer game. It's not going to really affect new gamers, like the young gamers, the Fortnite players and stuff. But
well, they don't necessarily. You know, they you just want to be able to play your game, right? Like,
yeah, but for older gamers, we're used to that collector's mentality. So how will this affect if this happens not next generation but the generation after 10 years from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how would that affect us, the older gamers, when we really will be 50?
Yeah.
You know, going forward when everything's gonna be all digital.
Right. Right.
You know, so this is the
Yeah,
first.
'cause, I
This is
mean-
one of the. This is going to be one of the first steps right here, where you're not going to be able to buy super, you know, like these pre-owned games for super cheap if you're a part of this program or GameStop.
Well, that's right. Like digital only on its own really doesn't have any good mechanism for like trading in the game, you know? So like giving back the license to the game, because that's just really what it is, right? You go on Steam or GOG or whatever, go on Xbox Live or this and that, you buy a digital game, you're basically buying the license for that game, right? You know, if their service goes down or whatever, right? There's like no way to authenticate the game, like technically you could not be able to play the game anymore, right? You know, that's kind of a problem. And then if you want to like, if I want to give a game to you, right? There's not really any great there's some things you can do on certain services, you know, but it's not just like walking into a store and saying I want this copy of BioShock used for like $10 or whatever, right? That's just not there.
And then game preservation, right? I mean,
Well, that too. Yeah.
we're already seeing it. I mean, what was that Marvel Alliance, right? Marvel Heroes Alliance, whatever that
Ultimate
was.
Alliance, I think, yeah.
Ultimate, well, it was on PS4 and Xbox One, digital only.
Right.
They took that down from the store because they lost the license
Yeah.
for that game. So
Mhm.
that game on new gen is gone. You cannot play it unless you already bought it. You cannot play that game again unless they put it out again. Right. So
Right.
this is very disheartening.
Yeah,
very
I
disheartening.
mean, look,
It's
I
coming.
was
It's coming.
I was kind of thinking about this before, right? Not that I have any like supreme love for GameStop, but you know, back in the day, I did love going into the mall, going to Babbage's, going to Software, etc., and going to Electronics Boutique, right? And just kind of looking at all the games and seeing what's new and kind of reading the magazines a little bit and just kind of like taking it all in, right? Playing the little demo kiosks that are set up, right? It sucks that that's like pretty much gone, you know? There's really not like the small little mom and pop stores just aren't really there anymore, you know?
Something will take its place. That will be popular. Maybe not with us, but with the kids. Maybe it'd be a virtual mom and pop store. You never know.
Maybe, yeah. Is that the same? I don't know. Yeah, I have to. We have to get virtual game store for the PlayStation VR.
And we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, speaking of this all digital future, another sign that it's coming, or it could just be a sign of laziness. I don't know. So we got the new Spiral trilogy coming out, right? Just like we had Dave's favorite franchise of all time,
Crash Bandicoot. Or I'm sorry, Trash Bandicoot.
I knew you were going to do it.
I don't know why it took me so long to come up with that. Trash Bandicoot. There you go.
It's so predictable. I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were going to do that.
I'm just saying. I'm calling the game what it is. It's
trash.
Oh,
fantastic
Bandicoot.
Fantastic Bandicoot.
Fantastic. Nah, it doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Well, you know, it's still number one for like 6 weeks.
In Europe.
6
Get
weeks
out
in
of
a row.
here! You have these weird esoteric numbers that you like to throw out there. You know, when it's like a full moon outside, right? And you're in Norway on a Sunday, Crash Bandicoot outsells every other video game. It's like, all right, get out of here.
I'm just saying, it was number one. It was number one, top of the charts.
Yeah,
baby.
it was.
Last
It was.
Summer,
Where is it now?
Last
It's
summer,
not there.
and it's top of
It's
the
not
charts
there.
this summer.
Oh my God. You don't even. You're just making up stats now.
And Crash 1, 2, and 3 are one of the top 10, or 3 of the top 10 games, highest selling games of the PlayStation 1 era. Okay, you know why?
That was like 20 years ago. That was literally like 25 years ago. All right.
Fantastic series.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
It's horrible
Speaking
gameplay.
anyway, just a hater. You're just a hater.
It's horrible gameplay. I'm calling it what it is.
You're a hater. You're a hater. You know what? That's your name, David Hater.
David Hayter. Wow. Uh-huh.
That's your name.
I
That's
wish
your
I was
name.
David Hayter. Man's making some bank.
All right. Anyway, back to Spyro. Spyro trilogy coming out, physical copies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! We're gonna get this all 3 games, 1 disc, right? No. they have put out the actual box art for the Xbox One and PS4 versions, and it looks like a little disclaimer at the bottom.
Very tiny print.
Very tiny print at the bottom. You only get Spiral 1 on the disc. Spiral 2, Ripto's Rage, and Spiral 3, Year the Dragon, must be downloadable content.
Right? Right. You can only get the first game out of the box. You put the game disc in, you can play Spiral 1. You need to download 2 and 3. Come on. Come on.
That's stupid.
It obviously can fit on the disc. It's not a space issue. You know.
This is laziness. Does this mean the other 2 games aren't ready? Right? Like, will they be ready when this launches in September?
I mean, they claim they claim they were redoing them, all of them, from the ground up, right?
Because they can't find the old source code.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, they have the guys who made the like the Skylanders toys are handling the remaster apparently. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not in the best of hands, but that's kind of weak. And here's the problem. Ultimately, it's never going to be on the disc. They're not going to press new discs with 2 and 3 on there. You're always going to have the problem of, well, now you need to download 2 and 3, you know?
So, and, you know, it was leaked a couple of months ago or weeks ago that Spiral, the trilogy, was coming to Switch, right? Not at the same time as PS4 and Xbox One. Could be maybe something where it comes out next year, right? Could all 3 come on a disc? Not the disc, the cart. Because if that's the case, then it would make more sense to wait until the Switch edition comes out if you can get all 3 on the cart. Sure.
Plus, you get to play it on the go and all that too, which is awesome.
Unless they do some crazy stuff, right? I mean, we've seen it with Mega Man Legacy Edition, where
it was a download for that, right?
Download for that, right? Where one it's just going to be 1, and you got to download 2 and 3, which would suck. I don't know. I mean, you're gonna buy. Why didn't they just make this digital, like the Disney Afternoon Collection came from Capcom? That was digital only. Why didn't they just make this digital if that was the case?
Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine if I said, "Hey, you buy the Disney Afternoon, you only get Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 1
you
and
have to download Tailspin. You have to download DuckTales." Like, what? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You got to download Tailspin 1 and 2.
You know, it could have been like a timing thing. I think you mentioned, right? It could just be like, hey, we don't have enough time for this. We're just gonna have to press the disc.
Just delay it. Just delay it. Just delay it until the beginning of next year. I mean, September is already loaded because we got Spider-Man. We got Nintendo Online, which you can pre-order now.
For whatever reason, yeah.
Like, I'm really gonna be playing Spider-Man now. I really, honestly, have no incentive to buy this if it's just gonna be the first game.
Well,
I'm probably still gonna buy it for $30, $40, but
I was honestly gonna wait for the Switch version anyway. I think just to be able to play it on the go. So, I'm not that upset.
I was just gonna buy it on the PS4 because Spyro was a PlayStation game, right, from the PlayStation 1 era, and I have Spyro 1, 2, and 3 on the PS1. So I kind of want to play it on the PS4, just like Crash Bandicoot. I know I can get it on the Switch, and I can get it on Xbox, but I kind of want to just play it on PlayStation.
Right.
So I don't know. Listen, this is a bad move. All 3 games should be on a damn disc, and if not, you should delay the game until next year. Right. There's no harm in delaying the game. Especially if next year is the last year of generation consoles.
No. There is a little harm in delaying the game, right? Because I mean, they're gonna obviously lose some sales and whatnot. They have a targeted date. You know, there's some repercussions for that, right? I think you're right though. Like I think the good move is to wait. You know, wait until those games are done, then press the discs, and then put them out there. And the fans won't have anything to complain about in that respect.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our lead story. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it down a little bit because this is sort of disturbing to me. To be honest,
I am definitely right there with you on this story.
We don't get into politics. We try to keep politics separate from what we do. We try to have fun and talk about video games in our own special way. which makes it
There's a
different.
reason for that. Dan is a hardcore Republican, and I'm a hardcore
Shut
Democrat.
up.
So
Shut up.
we end up fighting all the
Shut up.
time.
Shut up. They're taking the guns away from us. I got to tell you.
I know. Exactly, right? Where's my AR-15? No.
Anyway. So we're going to get slightly political. I'm not going to get all the way into it. So Madden NFL 19 has sort of scrubbed Colin Kaepernick's name from music lyrics in the game.
Yep, the title track from Big Sean, right? Big Bank, featuring Nicki Minaj, had a lyrical line referencing Colin Kaepernick, right? And they legit took that song and just muted that part of the song.
Now,
right?
wasn't there a song out last year in NFL Madden 18?
It did happen in 18 as well. Mike Will had a song which also had a line featuring Colin Kaepernick, and they muted that too. You know, there's definitely precedent for this. They have done it before. They've done it again this year. You know, I believe EA claimed that they thought that there was an issue. There was a misunderstanding, I think, was their claim.
Misunderstanding of the right of EA Sports had to use his name.
Right.
Well, let's keep it in perspective. He hasn't played for someone in, over a year, right?
Yeah,
he didn't play all last year.
It's crazy.
We're not getting into that, but
no, he basically was very vocal. Yeah, he was like blackballed for his opinions and views. You know, say what you want about that or whatnot. Like, he's still an amazing player. He is a free agent. It's just a matter of like nobody wants to sign him because he has all this baggage coming with him, right?
Which he said he wasn't even protesting anymore, right? He said he wouldn't do that because he obviously wants to continue his career and play football.
Right. Because he's got good years left, and he's just wasting away on the sidelines.
So Madden NFL 18, he was in the game as a free agent in the free agent pool. Apparently, he's not in the free agent pool in Madden 19. Mm-hmm. And I got to be honest, I'm a little conflicted on that issue because it's one hand, okay, if someone isn't getting signed, right, and there's no signs of this person getting signed, why am I rendering this person in the game? You know, because it obviously takes money, time to put someone in the game.
No, of course.
If he does get signed, then you can always just add him in as DLC. However, if there is a free agent pool of people who haven't been signed in 3 years, right, and he just hasn't played in a year, then that's criminal, and that's just wrong. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not really sure what they do in that case. Like I play Madden from time to time. I'm super casual. By no means hardcore, right? And I mean, I know you have to do all 32 teams. You have to do first string, second string, third string. Anyone who's on the team or can play, you know, starting at the beginning of the year or whatever, like, is rendered out and whatnot. And I guess they do all these free agent guys and whatnot. But I don't know. And you're 100% right. If there's people that have been sitting on the free agent squad roster or whatever for years, and then Colin Kaepernick gets snubbed, like, that's effed up. So we are muy simpatico on this, 100%. I don't believe EA Sports for a minute, because all they have to do, I mean, okay, their music tracks need to be okayed by the NFL. Guaranteed, right? The NFL scrubs this game, and they say yay or nay on everything. If the NFL doesn't want it, EA Sports can't put it in there. I guarantee you. The NFL is definitely, like, calling the shots here, right? They went down all of the songs. They had their guys listen to all of the songs, their attorneys, whatever, this and that. NFL came back, I can guarantee you, and said, we can't have Colin Kaepernick's name in there, right? I can guarantee you. And honestly, why would you even want the controversy? Like, no offense to Big Sean and Nicki Minaj, I don't think the song's that great. Get another song. Put another song in there, right?
I'm not the biggest Big Sean fan, so the song, again, not the biggest, fan of the song.
Sure.
I'll be honest, I forgot this song even existed until we heard this story. We had this news story, right? I don't even play Madden, right? So I don't. It doesn't matter. Just keep, just listen. Just sign him. It's all about winning football games. Just sign him. He's not protesting anymore. Who cares? You're making this a bigger deal than it really needs to be.
Well, I said that too, but this is all in the NFL, man. The NFL.
I know. I'm saying they're making this a bigger story than it needs to be. It's just I don't understand why. Just he's going to be in rap lyrics, and this is going to be an uproar. Now, in fairness to EA, they did say a representative added that the forthcoming update of Madden NFL 19 will bring back the actual lyrics of the song, and his name will be on there, and they will not scrub it. So, have to be fair on that note.
Okay, yeah.
So they're going to bring. So they will bring it back.
Good on them for doing that, for sure.
All right, let's get into some more like mind-boggling news. Gran Turismo Sport, has a big new update coming out. Now, I bought Forza Horizon for Xbox and Gran Turismo for PlayStation last holiday season. I gave it a shot. I used to love racing games as a kid, mostly because that was all I had. Right, Cruising USA and Mario Kart 64 were like the only games I had for the Nintendo 64 for a long time. So I tried to give Gran Turismo, Forza Horizon its just due. I did pretty well. I put in a couple of hours, and then I sort of just faded off. Right, but they have a big new update that's going to introduce microtransactions to it now.
Right, and the issue is they. Pretty sure they said they weren't going to do microtransactions.
Well, the whole marketing of this game, when they were marketing it to the press, was, and this game does not have microtransactions.
Yeah, right.
Screw you, Star Wars. Right? That was the whole thing.
This was definitely an issue with previous versions. I think Forza Horizon 6 and 5, maybe. They had DLC, microtransactions and whatnot. You get like 5 car packs or whatever, this and that. It was only the ability to be able to buy them in game. So you had to pay real world money, and then you had to grind to get cash in the game to buy it. Right? You couldn't just get the cars. And then they eventually fixed that because everyone protested, and they're like, we're just gonna go ahead and you just get the cars. All right? They like fixed that right quick. So, like. I don't know. Are you upset? Are you upset?
I gotta be honest. I don't even care. You know why I don't care?
You don't care because you don't play the game, right?
Not even. I mean,
I
don't think it's not that I don't play the game. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know racing games like that. Do a racing game something that lasts for a long time? I mean, is there going to be another Gran Turismo? Is there? We know there's a new Forza Horizon game every year, right?
Well,
it's like Forza Horizon more. No, it's like a new Forza mainline game and like a Forza motorsport.
Well,
game.
they have Horizon and then they have the mainline Forza game. Sure.
Is there a new Gran Turismo game every year?
They don't come out that often. I mean, there's only 7 Gran Turismos if you want to count the PSP one as something different. I think, right? Sport is 6. On the consoles, right? Gran Turismo 5 was on PS3.
Is this a case? Is this a case of the game came out last year? It sold as much as it can sell, right? It's not selling anymore. Maybe some of the player count dropped off.
I mean, possibly.
Let's add microtransactions towards the end of the life cycle of this game to make a little bit more money because we're working on the next Gran Turismo game.
I mean, it has a fervent fan base. I'll say that. And, I think this DLC is in support of the game and for them to obviously make more money because people were paying for it. The Gran Turismo games are few and far between, right? They first came out in like 97 or 98, and they've only had technically 6 or 7 games. So they do not come out that often, because they always want to make them the best, right? They want the photorealistic graphics, they want perfect physics, they want tons of cars, So they always take a little time. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's probably going to be 3-4 years before we even hear about another one.
Really? Wow. What do you think it's? don't even. Do I have a bunch of I think I have all of Gran Turismo games. In the
Yeah,
collection.
probably. I mean, they were super popular. I mean, they're like pretty easy to get. I mean, I'll say this: it was like at least it was like 3 years, maybe 4 years, probably 4 years between Gran Turismo 3 and 4. So it was 2001. Gran Turismo 3 came out on the PS2. Gran Turismo 4 came out, I think, in 2005 for PS2. You know.
Okay.
And that was like probably, well, besides 1 and 2, like I think like 1 was 98, 2 was 99 or 2000, and then 3 was, so it's been exponentially longer with like each new release, you know.
But
So
I'm looking at the app that I have for all catalog. I categorized all my games. I cataloged all my games. Gran Turismo 1, 1997. Gran Turismo 2, 99.
There you go.
Turismo 3 A Spec 2001.
That's right.
4 was in 2005. 5
Yep.
was in 2010. 6 was in 2013, and Gran Turismo Sport was in 2017.
Oh, I forgot they had a 6. That's right. Okay, well there you go. So there's like at least 7, if not 8, and not 8 games in the series.
Yes, I don't have the PSP ones though.
Right. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's a good couple years between them, as we've seen. So.
I think it's if the player count dropped off, right? If they see some decline in sales and players, this is sort of a way to keep it going. Where hey, you can buy that new Lamborghini with real world money. You can just buy it, and you can also probably get it too in game, right? So I don't think you can buy something that you can't get in game.
That's if that's the case, like that's fantastic. So that means you don't have to put out real money. You can just grind for it, you know. It's probably
It's
going
a
to
lot
take
of
a little
grinding
bit.
if you want that new Lamborghini.
Well, you know, it's probably going to cost you a couple million credits, but you know, you can get it. You can get it.
All right, so you know what? We talked about a lot of bad things. Let's talk about something good. Something
Always.
good for a change. Something great. Something amazing. Something that would make Boom Night, like, that would give her chills because she would be so excited.
Super
It excites me. It excites me. And I'm not
What?
talking about PS Vita sales.
You ain't talking about because there are none.
Screw you.
Why?
Okay.
You're the one that brought it up.
I'm still on that island, damn it. Still on that island. I'm going to probably be on that island for a while until they stop giving me free games every month. So it looks like PS4 sales has hit to 80 million plus. 82.2 million.
Golf clap for PS4. I don't. I'm curious.
Are we going to put the applause, the big applause?
I mean, we can.
that?
The sign is flashing red. Everyone should be applauding right now. I mean, great for
That's
Sony.
that's an amazing accomplishment. While, you know, we already know it's been, 20 plus million sold to the Switch, 82 plus million sold to PS4. And, you know, Xbox Live is pretty cool, you know?
Well, let's
Like
just as you like to note.
He's stuttering. He's stuttering.
No. I just want to take it back to the Switch sales. 20 million Switch sales in a year and a half. All right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
No,
good.
that blows out what PlayStation
Wii
4
U.
had sold within a year and a half. So
No,
that is the crown
It's on
goes
par.
to Nintendo.
It's on par. It's on par.
It's more. It's more.
It's a little on par.
It's more.
It's a little on par. Anyway,
Nintendo, when you look at the chart, Nintendo is above Sony at the year and a half mark.
they're
there you
neck.
go.
They're neck and neck. Give and take
But
a few.
I'm curious why you bring up sales numbers for PlayStation.
So, well, PlayStation. Well, you know what? Let's celebrate. It's a good, consoles are supposed to be dead, right? And 82 plus million is a lot. And you know what? Not sneezing at Microsoft at all, because by all accounts they haven't released any official numbers, but it seems to be maybe like 38 to 40 million Xbox Ones out in the wild with some people's estimates. So that's actually pretty damn good. So, I have every single model they release. I have the original. I have the beta machine Xbox One. I have the Xbox One S, and I have the Xbox One X. Right. So I have I'm in the ecosystem. It is also impressive. It's been 5 years, right? 2013.
Yeah.
PS4 sales surpassed the lifetime sales of PS3, which is amazing. So that's also a good plus because we did better than we did last generation in half the time. But I bring up the sales because something was interesting. PS4 sold a lot, even the Switch sold a lot, but they didn't sell the most in July. You know what outsold both the PS4 and Switch? The NES Classic. Are you kidding? In July, it the July the highest selling console in 2018. July of 2018 was a system that came out in the 1980s. Like games that came out in the 1980s. A system that came out 2 years ago. The NES Classic. That's just amazing.
It's insane, you know. It's a testament. It's a testament to the games of yesteryear, you know. I would have never thought.
And some people, I mean, it's a little bit controversial because a lot of people are saying this shouldn't even be counted as a console,
as an actual console. Well, that's a whole nother can of worms, you know. NPD says that this is a console, right? You can argue that it's not a console. The point still remains that this toy, if you want to call it that, has still outsold all the other consoles that are out there, right? All the other expensive gaming consoles, right? People were buying these like crazy for whatever reason.
Nostalgia, and because they don't think they're going to be able to, buy them later on. I'm actually thinking about picking up an NES Classic, the second version, because of the little nuance differences in the box.
My God.
And the power cord. I'm thinking about it.
You're ridiculous.
I see them in Target in Long Island. The one thing you can't buy is an extra controller. That's sold out everywhere. I don't think they put out enough of those.
Well, we'll see.
They didn't put out enough of those. All right, but anyway, you wanted to focus on Switch sales and the Switch. Let's talk about the Switch.
Oh,
sure. Switch is doing phenomenal. It's doing bananas. Everyone loves it.
It's doing bananas.
It's doing bananas.
All
Donkey Kong style.
There you go.
I have 2 docks. Because I had to buy one. I was in Toys R Us. They went out of business. I had to buy another dock for the computer monitor. The only little issue that we're having right now that came up was a Nintendo Switch SDK kit has been leaked online.
For anyone who doesn't know, SDKs are the software development kits, right? You need to buy the license. You say, hey, Nintendo, we want to make games for your system. And they go, okay, it costs X amount of money to get a SDK and, the kit and all that stuff. So somebody leaked it online, right? Some developer had to have gotten their hands on it and put it out there on the internet, which is, you really can't do that. That is highly illegal.
You sign non-disclosure agreements, right?
That's
the whole
right.
firm, the whole company signs non-disclosure agreements that you cannot leak this online because this is private, right? The only time you really see sort of like an SD kit out in the wild is when the system is pretty much dead, done, gone.
Yeah, right.
We always see stories. I mean, we're retro gamers, right? And we're retro gamer collectors, so you see people who have development kits for the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo, the Genesis, the PlayStation 2, right?
Right. Yeah. So, you just don't. They just don't need them anymore. Their contracts, dry up. System isn't around anymore, so they just.
I'm sure non-disclosure agreement has a time limit, right? Maybe 10 years, something, 15 years.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
The surprising thing, well, not surprising, but by all accounts, that Nintendo on every kit has a special code inside, right?
Everyone is marked, so they can definitely trace this back.
So I'm sure they know where the leak came from, and they're probably blocking that developer right now as we speak.
Yeah, maybe.
It would be interesting to know who did it, but I'm sure they're not going to disclose that.
Right. It's all going to be behind closed doors.
All going to be behind closed doors. You know what else is behind closed doors that we haven't seen yet? That is Metroid Prime 4.
Oof. I'm burning up over that segue. That was on fire.
Woo!
That's good. That's Nature Boy worthy.
Thank you. So, I mean, we didn't hear anything about it. We didn't hear a peep about Metroid Prime 4 at E3. We thought we would. By all accounts, it's not ready yet. right? Nintendo, they sort of teased it because they sort of had to after the Wii U debacle. The Switch just got released. They wanted to get fans excited about the new console. So, we just saw a logo. That was it. So the game's not ready. It's not ready. It's probably not going to be ready for another 2 years. Probably, because we don't even know when they started development on it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm really hoping for a 2019 release, but you could be right.
The only game that we know that's coming out in holiday 2019 is a new Pokemon game, mainline Pokemon game, not the Pokemon games that coming out.
Nintendo's got stuff. Don't worry. Nintendo's got stuff lined up.
Nintendo's got stuff. Yeah. Listen, they got stuff. They got more ports for us. All right. They got more Wii U ports next year.
Hey, that's something. That's something.
But if you love Metroid Prime and you can't, you want to see more, somebody actually made a Metroid Prime in Unreal Engine 4, the fan remake, and it looks phenomenal. It actually looks like Metroid Prime and Halo came together and had a baby.
Yeah,
called Halo Prime.
It's beautiful.
That's
I mean, it's using the latest Unreal Engine. It's got all the effects are in there. It's just ridiculous.
And you know why we didn't see Metroid Prime 4?
Well, because it wasn't ready yet.
Because it's coming out with Halo. It's going to be Halo Prime for the new Xbox Prime console. So it's going to be a Prime all around. No.
Yeah.
No. I was reaching.
Prime all around. You should have stuck.
I was reaching.
You should have stuck with your good segue and left it at that. And then you tried to swing for the fences.
I did. You know what? Sometimes you got to try to hit a home run, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to hit a home run sometimes.
I would say if you're Babe Ruth, if you're the Sultan of Swing, I'd say go for it. But
listen, I'm not a Mets fan. I went to a Mets game over the weekend and they won. They finally won a game. So trying to swing for the fences, man. I'm sorry.
All right.
But the fan remake does look awesome. It is running on a pretty powerful PC, so it's not going to look that real or that gorgeous on the Switch when it comes out. I still say Metroid Prime 4 is 2 years away, and we're probably going to get a Metroid Prime collection next year. That will be maybe. Early predictions. That'll be my early E3 predictions for next year. I was sticking with that, damn it. Damn it.
Listen, I would totally want that. I think you're smoking the good stuff. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. The collection would be amazing, but I don't know. That's a lot of resources, It's a lot of resources.
Listen, we had the Halo, we had the Master Chief collection, we had the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. We gotta have a Metroid Prime
that's
collection.
Xbox, that's Sony. Like
I know, we gotta have a collection. Stop killing the dream. We gotta have a collection for Metroid.
All right.
All right, it'd be even nice if it wasn't just a Prime collection.
Folks, we're saying it now. It's happening next year. Metroid Prime collection.
Thank you. Just let me live with that.
We're throwing it out there. The rumors are real.
Last week we talked about the Hori GameCube controllers that come out for Smash Brothers that's actually Smash Brothers Ultimate that's coming out this year in December. And there's going to be actually I think a direct Smash Brothers direct that's coming out, which we will talk about next week. That's because it's coming out this week, and maybe we'll get some guest characters. Right? We'll see. Maybe there'll be new characters. You never know.
Possibly, yeah, because they didn't necessarily say any new characters. They just said all the characters are returning.
Yes. So, we'll see about that. But I was really digging those Hori, GameCube controllers.
Sure, they look super legit.
I know you like the Zelda one. I like the Mario one. I think they were only Japan only for right now. I think
they would work with American consoles. I think but you can only get them from Japan.
Yeah, I think so. Let me know. Let us know if we're wrong, if they're all coming out in the U.S. too, because they usually, they're usually like the company called PDP and Hori. Usually, they came out with like Smash Brother controllers for the Wii U, right? And the Wii too. I think they came out for the Wii as well.
Right. Yeah.
The PDP ones usually the cheaper ones. The Hori more expensive, hard to get. Hard to get ones. So. PDP actually released their versions GameCube shows that are going to be coming out in the U.S. for Smash Brothers, but they're not as good as the Hori ones that are coming out in Japan. I mean, the Link, the Legend of Zelda one has the Hylian shield in the middle, and it's like a baby blue all around. That's about it.
Which is an odd color.
The difference is the coloring is more of a lighter type colors. Like the Mario is like a lighter red. The Zelda is like a baby blue, lighter blue.
Yeah, like
Pikachu is like a lighter yellow, and the middle insignia, like in the middle of the controller, sort of has the Hylian shield, just the Mario M, and the Pikachu is all of Pikachu.
Yeah. What I want to know is
simple.
Why not green? Why not Zelda green? That's the color of his tunic, right? Well, actually, you know what? I understand now. Because it's Breath of the Wild Link, and he's got the blue tunic. That's why.
Snap. There you go. Switch.
That's why. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. I still want a green one, but
he still wants a green one. Get the Yoshi one when they have a Yoshi one that comes out.
Right? Oh, imagine they do like one for each character.
Jeez. They did it for the Wii U. They did it for the Wii U. I have like 3 of them. I have.
They didn't do all the characters, did they?
They did most of them. I have Donkey Kong. I have Wario. I have Donkey Kong, Wario, and somebody else. I forgot. I think I have
some room for Series 2. Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to them. The PDP ones, like I said, are usually the cheaper versions. The Hori ones are more expensive, more detailed, harder to get if you're trying to buy those ones for like the Wii U.
Oh yeah.
So I just buy the PDP ones because they're pretty like $15.
Sure.
They're a little bit cheaper.
The they still work. They still work pretty well.
All right. Well, we talked about Overwatch being on ESPN, right? The Overwatch League. We had the championship game. We have our first Overwatch League champions that happened over the weekend. Well, no, actually last week in Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Yep.
London Spitfire. Okay, they're the first Overwatch League champions.
Overwatch League champions. Yeah. First official Overwatch League champions. Yeah, because I'm sure they've had like a ton of like non-sanctioned tournaments or whatnot.
Yes.
But this is from the official esports league and whatnot. That's awesome. Good on them. Kudos. Congrats all around.
Well, they did an awesome job, and this was on ESPN, the flagship ESPN, not ESPN2, not ESPN News.
Right.
This was actually ESPN. The reason why I bring this up is because it looks like viewership wasn't as high as they thought it would be. It was a little down, right? I think it was like only 500,000 viewers or something along those lines. I think I gotta be honest. I saw it once, like on a Saturday, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what time it came on. Like I want to know when where and when was this advertised?
Right? And like ESPN isn't the first place I would think of for gaming, right? Granted it's got sports in the title, but it's electronic sports, right? It's esports. It's video games. I would assume I could find it online,
Twitch.
Stream it on Twitch, watch it on like YouTube Gaming or whatever, like any other venue but ESPN. I wouldn't. That's definitely not going to be my go-to for watching this. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe because they had so many different ways to watch it. Their actual like TV numbers weren't so great, but I don't know.
I would love to know, how this did on Twitch, right? Because
right?
Twitch.
Right, that's the thing.
If it did great on Twitch, then that's majority. Their audience is not going to watch this on ESPN. I could see. I mean, I can understand it being on ESPN. I don't think it should be on ESPN, the flagship show, maybe ESPN2. But how we consume content is changing, right?
Yeah.
People are cutting the cords. People aren't. A lot of these people who watch it on Twitch don't even have cable. So how are you going to watch it on ESPN if you don't even have ESPN?
Right? I definitely don't. I wouldn't have been able to watch it if that was the only way to see it. And I would have kind of liked to certainly watch a little bit of this, I'll say this. I don't know if you saw DJ Khaled's performance.
I did not.
Because he was the musical performance during this whole thing. One, One, it's an esports tournament. People want to see high level gaming, right? That's what they pay tickets for. That's why they're in the audience. You know, not to see DJ Khaled rap subparly.
Well, he's never a rapper. He's a DJ.
Well, I mean, he shouldn't be rapping then. Like, he came out on stage, he didn't have anybody else with him. He just had like a very weak backing track, and he was trying to get the crowd hyped, and nobody was into it. They
should have had a Mega Ran on there.
Right?
Listen, when you no offense, when you have something like gamers are different. Okay, we're just a different breed. When you have something like a gaming sort of show or like a gaming event, you gotta have like gaming musicians, right? Like Mega Ran. I would have been hyped to see Mega Ran on there.
Yeah, there's like a ton of good video game bands you could put in there. The Proto Men, they're great. Anamanaguchi, Video Games Orchestra, right? Something that's DJ Khaled definitely doesn't fit. Right, he has nothing to do with gaming, right? You know, he is a popular producer and DJ, right? But that's it. You know, that's where that ends. I am 100% with you. I'm 100% with you.
I always like to end with a new story that's weird, cool, or weird, or different, just different, right? And this is interesting. So this comes from the businessinsider.com, okay? And the original story came from the Wall Street Journal. So this was on actual business outlets, okay, like real journalism, real journalists, not just gaming journalists. This is a real thing. I'm not even joking. This is real, which is totally out there. I would never thought this was being a thing. Parents are actually paying as much as $35 an hour for Fortnite coaches to teach their kids.
So, yeah. Now, like, I read this story too, and my first reaction was like, what a waste of money. But we just talked about the London Spitfire winning the Overwatch League Championship, right? Fortnite is a huge game, right? They have, you know, we've talked about it before. They have scholarships at colleges. You know, they have esports classes and scholarships and whatever else that you can get into, and they will help pay for your college, you know? So, like, that's the thing. Like, there's competitions with, you know, cash prizes. There's, you know, college scholarships you can get. When you kind of look at it that way, it's like, oh, well, I'm planning for the future, right? You know, being very good at video games is a viable skill today, you know? Just like being really good at basketball is a viable skill, right? You know, what's necessarily
you can go to school on full scholarship in Chicago,
right?
And I'm playing video games,
right? It's insane, but it kind of makes sense, right? Like it's in like the same way that you're going to take dancing lessons, right? You're going to take dancing lessons because you want to either compete, you know, you want to be like competitive and win competitions, which have cash prizes. Or you want to make this your career, right? You know, you want to be that guy who gets paid a salary, who is on a dance troupe or whatever, right? It's the same thing with Fortnite, you know, or just kind of game like first-person shooters in general. Like, I want to be on an esports team, and I want to be really good at this one game, and I want to make money doing it, right? It's difficult.
London
it takes a lot of work.
London Spitfire won $1 million.
Right. You know, it's not to say that everybody is going to win $1 million. Like, this is the whole esports league thing is kind of new, you know. I mean, it has been around for a while, but now it's just becoming like super popular, and then like everyone kind of knows about esports now, right? It wasn't just like a thing relegated to like StarCraft or whatnot. So
it is hitting the mainstream somewhat.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's still got a ways to go, but it's getting there, you know. Okay, I mean, so like if this becomes a thing, right? Like, I'm gonna go ahead and pose this question to you. If this becomes a legitimate thing, right? We have a network, be it ESPN or another network or someplace online. They just have all these games streaming, right? Your StarCrafts, your Fortnites, your Overwatches, your CS:GOs, like all like the big competitive games. And you have a kid who's like 9, 10 or whatever. Would you consider paying for professional game lessons?
No, I tell him to just get his butt in that couch and practice. I will be his coach. Just practice.
Yeah, but you're not good at video games.
I'm great at video games. I don't take 5 years to beat Batman.
Well, because you play on easy mode. Get out of here.
I play on normal, damn it.
All right. Well, you're not playing on hard like I am. It's a challenge,
Whatever.
baby. Oh.
Um, I think I get it, right?
Yeah,
Like they see like it's a thing, and Fortnite it surpassed Minecraft, it surpassed PUBG, right? Like it's up there, and you can win prizes, and it could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they want to. I mean, every kid is into it. I told you I have a coworker who brought her kids in, and she's like, "Hey, he has a gaming podcast and YouTube and all that stuff." And they're like, "Do you do Fortnite?" And I was like, "No, I do God of War." And they're like, "What's that?" And I was like, "You don't know what God of War is?" I was like, "No, it's God of War. What are you talking about? Is that like Mario?"
I mean, yes, the fact that it's a video game, but Christ, yeah,
we're old. We're old.
I know. It's crazy.
So,
it's crazy.
They're not into Fortnite, but I understand why they want the kids to be good at Fortnite, because it is the thing right now, and
it's a viable skill.
We'll see if Fortnite is still this big next year. Because this time last year it was PUBG.
Right. Yeah. I mean, things change all the time. You know.
Things change all the time.
Yeah.
As we were recording, there was a little bit of breaking news out. Apparently somebody at IGN has been sort of accused of plagiarizing somebody else's review. A smaller YouTuber.
Oh yeah. Right? There's definitely been some news. I believe he called out IGN. Everyone's kind of upset over it.
Philip Neeson, who's new to IGN. I don't think he's been there for even a year yet. Because I think he came in around the fall of last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
So and he was a YouTuber, right? So
back in the day, yep.
Back in he was a YouTuber, which sort of where you got to start covering Nintendo. And I'm sure working for like a big outlet like IGN, you're working like 60, 70 hours, 80 hours a week, right? Because you're covering a lot of news, and you got to cover breaking stories. You got to review all the games and stuff. So it's coming out that he may have plagiarized the Dead Cells review. Dead Cells coming out for the Switch. I think that's coming out later. Is it coming out this week? When's it coming out? Next week?
I want to say very soon. I think in like a
August.
week or
No,
two,
it's out now. August.
It is
7th.
out now. Okay,
August
there we go.
Yeah.
As of this recording, Dead Cells is out, and I mean, you can definitely find this online. People have compared different sections. Well, I'd say like 75%, 80% is very similar, written in almost the same structure, covering the same points and whatnot.
Well, in fairness to IGN, they have now suspended the review pending an investigation. So, kudos for them for not just saying, "Oh, he's a small-time YouTuber with 11,000 followers," because they have IGN on YouTube has 10 million followers.
They're huge,
So they're not sweeping this under the rug. They're actually taking it very seriously, which I give them full credit for. I guess as more information comes out this week, we'll talk about it next week.
yeah, we're kind of we have to see where everything kind of falls out, shakes out. I'll say on its face, it does not look good for IGN, but we're gonna reserve judgment till we get all the facts in. And
well, you know what? I don't want to say it doesn't look good for IGN. It doesn't look good for Philip Newsom. He's
the one who did it. Yeah,
he's the one who did it, right?
Sure.
I obviously IGN, their big website. They can't look at every.
They may not have known about this because he was a small time YouTuber, the guy that allegedly he stole the story from. So it's fair to say that whoever was like proofreading his article or gave the green light to put it up was like, yeah, this looks good. You have some salient points there and whatever else. Like this is a solid article. Go ahead and run with it.
Yeah, but, but hopefully more will come out. Hopefully the investigation won't take too long, and we'll know more about it next week, and we'll talk about it next week.
Definitely. And on that note, that wraps up episode 128. We want to thank you guys for listening to the show and for being such good fans and doing all the good stuff that you do. If you want to interact with us, you can do so on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. And you can rate and review us on iTunes. Please do so. We appreciate it.
Just don't plagiarize the review.
Just don't plagiarize the review. There you go. There you go. So please like, listen, subscribe, and as always,
Keep gaming.